Wish TV is proud to honor teachers in Central Indiana
She is an inspiration to all of us.
He's always smiling.
who go above and beyond,
He's done so many things for so many people.
He's inspirational.
making a difference,
He's always taught me to believe in myself and never get down on myself.
Everybody's biggest cheerleader.
and deserving of recognition for their outstanding efforts in
I
education.
love the people that I work with, and to know that I've made an impact on somebody's life, it is truly a great honor.
It's an honor. I love what I do, and the kids are the ones who make it work. I'm like just so taken aback because I love them so much. The fact that, they love me just as much just means a lot. Sorry, you're going to have to cut that part out.
And you are our winner.
Oh, thank you so much.
From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Golden Apple Awards Podcast, presented by Hensley Legal Group.
Hi, Hannah Mordeau here. May's winner is Ms. Claire Dillehay. She's an art teacher in Perry Township who has mastered the art of education. You got to know her whole story last time, but we didn't hear a ton from her. She believes in art deeply and helping kids develop those skills and think outside the box. So we took some time here on the podcast to really get to know her. We dig into all of this and her advice to parents, other teachers, right here. So listen in. Ms. Dillehay, welcome to the podcast. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So your story aired yesterday. What have you been hearing? What have people been saying? What have you been thinking?
So social media is pretty intense as it is. So just a lot of congratulations, and I'm so proud of you. And I think every teacher does an amazing job, but being recognized for it, that's just so cool. So
Yeah, of course. I mean, all you teachers do such hard work. It's hard to even just fill it all into one story. It's the last week of school for you, right? I see you're at school. Were students' last day yesterday?
Yes, so it's a teacher day.
Okay, so teacher day. So you're almost on summer break. I know that's when you really dive into your personal art. Can you tell us kind of your art into education journey?
So I guess I've always loved art ever since I was little. I was always drawing and painting and creating. And so I always knew I wanted to pursue art in some fashion. And then I also really admired my art teachers. And I just thought they were so cool, and I just want to be just like them.
Yeah.
You can imagine the typical art teacher, artsy and cool and kind of quirky. And I was like, and I kind of related to them. And so that's kind of when I was like, okay, I want to be an art teacher. And then art teachers just being like, yeah, you're really good. And, just giving me that confidence, oh yeah, I can do this. So I guess that's kind of my art teacher journey.
So you've been doing this for a while now, right? How many years are you at now?
20.
20 years? That's amazing. So I'm sure you've seen a lot over the course of that 20 years, and you've maybe changed your technique. I thought what was really an interesting thing was how you started each class with your students with a step-by-step video that you made, kind of teaching them how to draw. Tell me how you came up with that idea and why that's part of your process in teaching your students.
Showing them the process through videos and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it started during actually the pandemic. I discovered technology and how it can be a powerful tool in the classroom. So I kind of forced myself to make videos to get the content out there when they were on lockdown.
Yeah.
So I discovered something called Screencastify and Loom. And so I guess that's kind of how it started. And I guess traditionally, if you're in the art room, you would have kids gather around the table and you would do your demonstration, which is great too. But the videos, I just think work better for me. You could just see it big and, kids are kind of really into videos and technology, and you can actually have their attention more if they're watching a video of you rather than just seeing it. So, which is interesting. So
your coworker said that you do such a good job making it new, exciting, different, and changing with the times, changing with the students, finding what they like. How do you do that, and why do you approach it that way in your class?
I think the world is constantly evolving, and it's good to understand how the world works. And I think art is a good way to show them a worldview and different perspectives. Yeah. So, and I'm always learning. I'm always learning, and I'm always discovering new artists. And I usually like to introduce artists that I'm interested in, that are current. Also artists from different backgrounds and ethnicities, and yeah. So I think that I just want to keep it fresh, keep it engaging.
Well, I think actually that reminds me, one of your students was like Pablo Picasso and all these like history of artists too. So like you're teaching them about artists along the way too.
Yes, art history is a big part of teaching art, for sure.
Why do you think that's such an important aspect, even at such a young age? Because I think it was like 3rd and 4th graders, you know?
I think it's good for them to obviously have studio time and create, but if they don't like have that background, then why am I doing this? Like, where did this even come from? So it just enriches everything, and it's just a more well-rounded art education.
What keeps art and teaching interesting for you every year?
I think the students coming in, I get up in the morning and I'm excited because I know they're going to be excited, and keeps it going for me. Like I said, I always like discovering new ways of making and new artists, and that kind of keeps me going as well. So yeah, I guess a combination of a couple of things there.
I think it could be hard sometimes for kids if they maybe don't necessarily feel like they have an immediate skill in art to get that confidence. How do you kind of see where maybe a student's good at something and guide them in that direction? Or if you like see that they have a skill, like how do you differentiate that among kids? Because one might be really good at painting, another might be really good at drawing. Like how do you hone in individually and help them flourish as their own most amazing artists?
I just think that they don't necessarily have to have skill or talent in order to make great art. And if I do find that one student that is very gifted and talented, I will kind of maybe take them to the side and try to develop their skill set. But overall, I think art is more about them coming in, especially elementary, and just being able to release emotions, express themselves, come into the art room, just be able to breathe and just like get away from, the stress of everyday school.
Yeah.
The school day. Yeah.
Well, I know that your lights were kind of like low when the kids come in and it's a calm atmosphere. Why do you start the class each day with that message to them? Hello, my most amazing artists.
Because they are artists and I want them to know that. I think everybody's an artist. So just, getting them ready to come into the room with the mindset that, yes, I can do this. Yes, I am an artist. Yes, I have the confidence. Yes, we're going to make messes. Yes, we're going to do this. Yes. Like that's what an artist does. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Have you always had that message at the start of your class in all your 20 years, or did that kind of develop over time?
So there's a artist, Instagram art teacher by the name of Cassie Stevens, and she's wonderful. And I go to her like for not only content, but like classroom management and stuff like that. I think she graduated from IU, but she lives in Nashville, Tennessee. But anyways, she suggested that like, this is a great greeting. You could try this with your class. And I just love that mantra. I love that message. And I've been maybe introducing my class with that for about maybe the past 5 years.
Okay. Have you noticed a difference in those 5 years with your students since introducing the class that way?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Yes. So it's really like the little things that can make a big impact. Yeah. And then I started having the mantra when they come in. I make messes, I make mistakes, but deep inside I have what it takes, and just, getting them ready to get in that mindset of we're artists and we're ready to create. So
you said you've seen the difference. What kind of difference have you seen over those years with those kids since you've introduced those confidence builders?
They come in art ready to do their job and do their best. They know that, they're going to be learning. but also having fun. Like, it just gets them like, oh, I'm ready to create. Yes. So, yeah.
I have a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So my 7-year-old, she's very creative, outside the box kind of thinker, loves art. And then my 4-year-old loves art. He's more of a in the lines, coloring in the lines kind of kid, though. And he gets so frustrated if it's not perfect. And he'll come say, well, hey, what color is this supposed to be? And I'm like, whatever you want it to be. How do you manage those two very, kind of different approaches, the many approaches, I guess, that kids have to this, and instill that confidence that it doesn't have to be perfect, or it's great the way you've made it if it's not perfect? Like, how do you approach that and help kids through that?
Yeah, that comes up a lot in art. Not only art, but life. You make mistakes in life, and that's okay. That's how we learn. But also, mistakes in art can be a good thing. Sometimes when you make a mistake, it could be a jumping off point for a new direction, something you didn't expect. And when I make mistakes in my art, usually those are the best parts. And I tell them that all the time. And there's a book called Beautiful Oops, and I have it right here. So yeah, when you think you have a mistake, think of it as an opportunity to make something beautiful. So we read this usually at the beginning of the year. So
I have been going over that same book with my 4-year-old because I'm just trying to instill that you can enjoy this, and it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. But I love how you have related that back to life, because that is so much of life. And I think that is so much of teaching in general. And we need teachers right now. What's your message to other teachers, maybe if they're thinking about doing this, or even frankly other artists, about the potential of getting into teaching?
I would tell a future teacher that it is difficult, but it also is probably one of the most meaningful and rewarding jobs there is. So, yeah, I would encourage them to, give it a try. But just know that you're going to make mistakes along the way, and it may be challenging, but it's also one of the best professions, in my opinion. And then for artists, I would say, I don't know, just keep being you, because expressing your authentic self anyways. So, and almost like don't even really care what other people think of your art, because that's why artists make art anyways, is because they pick up that brush and they use it as a voice and they express themselves. So I don't know. I think it would be hard to make it as an artist, though.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of artist friends that have, and I admire that. So, yeah.
But you kind of, it seems like, have the best of both worlds, because you get to be an artist, but also teach future artists, and then have summer to do some art yourself. So it seems like it's kind of a perfect mix.
Yeah. I really do enjoy my summers. And I will be honest, like, when I get home, that's like the last thing I want to do. Because I'm around the mess and the creative chaos all day long. And so, having summers to reset and just have time to go into my studio and create what I want. And
Well, I look forward to following all your creations on the Beech Grove Artistic Collection. Did I say that right?
Beech Grove Artist Collective.
Artist Collective. Darn, sorry about that. Beech Grove Artist Collective. And you were one of the founding members, right?
Yes, back in 2019.
Okay.
There's myself and 4 other artists that got together that lived in Beech Grove, and we just saw so much potential on Main Street, and we knew that there were First Fridays in Fountain Square and other areas. Like, why can't there be a First Friday in Beech Grove, and would it have so many benefits? So that's how that started.
And you've seen it really grow over the years.
So we started with just five artists in 3 different locations, and then at one point it was over 90 artists. And so it really brought Main Street to life. It was really cool. So that's First Fridays. First Fridays are now Fourth Fridays, so we changed it to Fourth Fridays. So it's grown into something really cool. I love the fact that artists can benefit from it, but not only artists benefit from it, but the businesses can also benefit from it. And I love how it provides positive interactions with the community. And yeah, the Artist Collective, we just really want to show up, offer help, bring art to the community. And that's what builds a community. I think art has the power to do that. So yeah.
And I think you're showing that power both in the community with the Artist Collective, but also in your classroom with your students. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us and letting us bombard you and taking the time today. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations again to Ms. Dillehay. From Wish TV, I'm Hannah Mordeau. Remember, it is almost time for our Wish TV Golden Apple Award Grand Finale special, where one of our winning teachers will be our Grand Finale winner. We're going to have a live show here on Wish TV. We bring back the teachers, we talk to them, revisit their stories, and then we crown one Grand Finale winner. It is on Tuesday, June 9th, 6:30 p.m., so please watch then and then see who our winner is, and listen here on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The Wish TV Golden Apple Awards are presented by Hensley Legal Group. Nominate a teacher and learn more at wishtv.com now. Be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast and discover even more great podcasts now on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.